Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Lakers urged to sign 12-time All-Star to sleeper contract. The Los Angeles Lakers will have to get creative, looking in the clearance section of the free agent pool, according to Bleacher Report, as they pursue another championship with Anthony Davis and LeBron James. Signing 39-year-old guard Chris Paul to a sleeper contract could help the Lakers operate on the margins while still obtaining value, according to B/R's Zach Buckley. Chris Paul isn't technically a part of this free agent class yet, but that could be a matter of semantics, Buckley wrote on June 6. The Warriors have between now and June 28 to decide whether they want to guarantee his $30 million salary for next season. With a pricey payroll and other needs to address, it's tough to see Golden State committing that kind of coin to an aging backup. Should Paul reach the open market, the Lakers would likely be prominently placed on his preferred list of landing spots, Buckley wrote. His family resides in LA, he shares a close bond with LeBron James, and maybe he even feels a sense of unfinished business from the time he was traded to the Lakers only for the league to veto the deal. Like the Lakers, the Golden State Warriors have tough decisions to make in the offseason. Paul's $30 million contract could be a trade asset in a bigger deal. However, it could also be a contract the Warriors waive. Keith Smith of Spotrac wrote on June 3 that the Warriors' easiest decision will be waiving Paul. The easiest of the Warriors' hard decisions seems to be waiving Chris Paul, Smith wrote. Paul has a $30 million contract for next season. If Golden State was still competing for titles, the prudent strategy would be to guarantee Paul's deal and to use that $30 million as salary matching in a trade. Given that the Warriors are resetting, it's best to waive Paul to begin cutting salary, he wrote. That's the scenario the Lakers would need to happen for them to sign Paul on a sleeper contract, according to Buckley, who also listed Derrick Jones Jr. of the Dallas Mavericks and Kyle Lowry of the Philadelphia 76ers as other potential sleepers for the Lakers. According to the San Francisco Chronicle's Scott Osler, Paul's team option almost certainly won't be exercised by the Warriors. If Steph, Curry, Draymond Green and Klay Thompson all come back, re-adding Paul to that mix will be too much small for the Warriors, and too much old, Osler wrote on April 17. So his return is a long shot. While Paul, a 12-time All-Star, isn't the player he once was, he could still be of service. If the Lakers could sign him to a cheap deal, it would be a great decision. Paul has put together one of the best careers in NBA history, currently ranking with the third most assists ever. Even if he ran the bench unit for the Lakers, he's still someone who can facilitate and make plays for others. He's 2 years removed from making an All-NBA team, which was the 11th selection of his career. With the Warriors, he averaged career lows in points and assists, averaging 9.2 points and 6.8 assists per game. He'd likely play a similar role with the Lakers at this point in his career, but he's also proved that he can be used in multiple lineups, and that would give the Lakers flexibility. At the very least, the Lakers would add another proven veteran who could help some of their younger talent. LeBron James liked and Stephen Curry commented on Draymond Green's post against Skip Bayless. LeBron James and Stephen Curry showed support for Draymond Green's post on Instagram where he slammed Skip Bayless after their recent exchange. James was seen liking the post, and Curry even commented on the post that he agreed with Draymond Green's call to skip Bayless' show Undisputed. Stephen Curry, been skipping. Draymond Green had a lot to say about Skip Bayless on the latest episode of his podcast. Green lambasted Bayless for the failure of his show Undisputed and the disappointing numbers since the departure of Shannon Sharpe for pastures new. Draymond emphatically added that he is better than Skip at life, a la Richard Sherman. Everybody skipping past Skip Bayless since Shannon left him, and he comes out and says he'll have me eating out the palm of his hands. I am not coming on your show, Skip. I'm gonna keep skipping past you, just like everyone else skipped on you, because that show is dead. No one wants to hear you talk anymore. In the words of Richard Sherman, I am better than you. I'm better than you at life. I am just better than you. Bayless had made some disparaging comments about Green, and Draymond responded by tearing into the former first-take analyst. It isn't too surprising to see LeBron James and Stephen Curry show support for Green's comments, not just because of their friendship with him, but because of Skip's history with them. Skip has been famous for going after LeBron James on a very regular basis, with many considering him James' biggest critic. And Bayless hasn't been a vocal supporter of Stephen Curry either, consistently tearing him down during segments on his show. Draymond Green doesn't show hesitation when it comes to responding to people who talk about him or his team. Regardless of whether it was a former or current player or an analyst, Green will always stand up for himself, his teammates and friends, and his principles if ever challenged on the same. Most recently, he clapped back at Rasheed Wallace for suggesting that the 2004 Pistons would defeat the 2017 Warriors, telling him that the Warriors would have soundly defeated Wallace's team, and pointed to their low-scoring games as his primary argument against Rasheed. "Sheed, we would have smacked y'all. Y'all was scoring 72 points per game. That's not winning a half. And we putting you and them big O forces in every pick and roll. Let's see you move them feet. That one ring was great though, big bro. We all appreciated it." Green is one of the all-time great players in both Warriors and NBA history, especially from a defensive standpoint. He is a four-time NBA champion, a former Defensive Player of the Year, and a four-time All-Star, with 2 All-NBA selections, and 8 All-Defensive selections in his career. While Green's numbers don't always pop out of the box score, he has been a vital part of the Warriors dynasty, and there is a very strong argument to make that they would have struggled to win their 4 NBA championships without him. With his achievements, Green has earned the right to defend himself when criticized. Warriors urged to add elite three-point shooter to help replace Klay Thompson. The Golden State Warriors and Klay Thompson could be parting ways this summer after 13 years together, in which case the Dubs will have to find a way to replace one of the best shooters in NBA history. Zach Buckley of Bleacher Report on Thursday, June 6, suggested that Indiana Pacers forward Doug McDermott is a sleeper free agent option for the Warriors should Thompson decide to leave the Bay Area in the coming months. The Warriors built a not insignificant portion of their dynasty around the best shooting backcourt in NBA history. But if Splash siblings Thompson and Stephen Curry aren't splashing together anymore, there will be a massive shooting void in this offense. Enter Doug McDermott. The 32-year-old is more of your classic sharpshooting specialist, but his three-point stroke alone could get him noticed by the Dubs' decision-makers. He has spent 10 seasons in the association, and only 3 of them featured a three-point conversion rate south of 40%. He is almost guaranteed to deliver elite accuracy. He has cleared 40% from deep in 6 of the past 7 campaigns, and leverages his shooting threat to sometimes slip behind defenses on timely basket cuts. This movement-based offense should be a perfect fit with what he brings. Even during what most would consider a down year for Thompson in 2023-24, he still averaged 17.9 points and connected on 38.7% of his three-point attempts across 9 tries per game. The Warriors did pull Thompson from the starting lineup in favor of rookie Brandon Podziemski at one point during the year, who shot a solid 38.5% from deep on 3.2 attempts in his first professional season. But asking a second-year player to fill Thompson's shoes all on his own might be asking too much. Even though McDermott doesn't play in the backcourt, he routinely spends his time shooting from between 22 to 24 feet away from the basket, if not further. He could help replicate the spacing and three-point production the Warriors would lose without Thompson, taking some of the burden of recreating Thompson's presence on the floor out from under Podziemski's purview. McDermott has never been a regular starter across his NBA career, starting just 94 of 655 career games. He has averaged 20.2 minutes per night over stints with the several teams, though his most recent stops have been with the Pacers and the San Antonio Spurs. He is a career 41% three-point shooter on 3.5 attempts per game and would no doubt be a rotational option, providing offense off the bench, were he to land in Golden State. McDermott will hit unrestricted free agency this summer after playing out the final season of a 3-year, $41.25 million contract. For his career, McDermott has averaged 8.9 points, 2.2 rebounds, and 1 assist per game. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of McDermott? Leave your opinion in the comments.